All right, Todd, thank you. Congress will get back into full swing this week, approving more funding for Ukraine and Israel, also at the top of the agenda.
A much debated deal is now made more complicated by some lawmakers making a push to condition the Israeli military support on better protections for civilians and aid workers. NBC's Bree Jackson explains.
U.S. aid for two foreign countries fighting separate wars remains in limbo. Lawmakers from both parties are pushing to approve urgent funding for Ukraine.
I think that we have to look at the situation in Ukraine and treat it as the emergency that it is.
We've got to accept responsibility by holding back our equipment and support for their effort. We put them in a terrible situation. They're being outgunned 5-1 with artillery shells, and we're directly responsible for that.
But Congress is divided over a path forward for Israel. President Biden issued his strongest criticism of Israel since the war there began, after its deadly strike killed 7 humanitarian aid workers.
The president caved further to domestic political pressure. He indulged his radical base and called for an immediate ceasefire.
Efforts to secure hostages captured by Hamas continue. Families of Americans still being held met with Vice President Harris.
But we need results. We need our people home.
On Capitol Hill, lawmakers pressed Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin on concerns about civilian casualties in Gaza.
We don't have any evidence of genocide being created.
So that's a no. Israel's not committing genocide in Gaza.
We don't have evidence of that.
How many children have to die for you to be satisfied?
Austin's testimony interrupted by protesters unhappy with the Biden administration's support for Israel. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.